Welcome to the tribe, Africa. Habib and I are obviously in the same place because this presentation, this particular episode is a groundbreaking one. So we need to have the experts
Okay.
right here with us live.
I'm not an expert.
Okay, so for those wondering what we're talking about, like what else is anybody talking about? Earlier this month, Equatorial Guinea was engulfed in a scandal involving Baltasar Ebang Engonga, the Director General of the National Financial Investigation Agency. During a fraud investigation, authorities discovered over 400 explicit videos allegedly featuring Engonga with various women, including the sister of President Teodoro Mbasogo, the wife of the Director General of Police, and the spouses of approximately 20 ministers. These videos, reportedly recorded with the participants' consent, were found on CDs in Ngonga's office and have since leaked online, causing a lot of public, I don't know if it's outrage or interest. The leaked content circulating widely on social media platforms have gotten a lot of responses, even from the government. And now the government has imposed a temporary ban on WhatsApp and restricted internet access, citing national security concerns and the need to control the spread of sensitive material. Additionally, officials involved in sexual activities within ministry office were suspended, and measures were initiated to install surveillance cameras to prevent future misconduct.
He has broken a record that I don't think anybody has. Maybe King Solomon in the Bible. So it's like series, like this week now. I don't know the season that we're in.
I just want to let you know that once you join Telegram, we know. Because that you've joined. So we know where you are, we know what you are going to look for.
Is this why I can get
yes.
Telegram alert?
Yes.
This man is someone that holds a very, very high position in society. Now from a moral perspective, or maybe I'm not a moral judge, but maybe one would expect that okay, maybe he would conduct his businesses, and just make it more secretive. At least these actions are not meant to be seen by the public. In my place, there's a thing that they usually do, that the elders do when a child is born. They'll go and check what would this child become. Sometimes they will check. The elders will go and check. Sometimes they will tell us that this one will be a doctor, you'll be an engineer, this one will be this one. But nobody has ever found that the child will be thief. Let's leave that part alone. They always see Google things. But that's not even the main part is that maybe this man's dream was to be a porn star. When I see the bros, even me shocked, I said, Jesus. What he did is something that, of course, a lot of people frown upon that in the society, because these videos have gone viral now. People who are not supposed to see this, maybe younger people and all of that, it's everywhere now. You don't know how these things go. So on a more serious note, that was the wrong thing for him to have done. And why he recorded those videos, nobody will really know at the end of the day, until he begins to speak.
The guy was able to, show what it means to be effectively in charge sexually, which was what we spoke about in one of our previous episodes, where we said, you cannot disgrace your family by not being. Now, as much as it seems a bit shameful, there's also an element of, pride in how he was able to, hold his ground, in financial Caesar, But again, one thing that I know is, if we're all to record our encounters, I wouldn't say he has done, above what most people are doing. It's just that we don't document it. There are many men that have bedded over 400 women. Don't record them. Also Brand I remember when I was in the UK one time, he said he's done over 2,000 or 3,000 women. It was an addiction. Simon Cowell of he's done over 3,000 women as well.
Simon?
Yes. Allegedly. Let me spell that out.
Oh boy.
But again, this guy didn't intend for those videos to be released. But one thing that I've just been thinking about is, what could be the, is it power? Is it dynamics? Is it the looks? Is it the sex? Almost every woman in those videos consented, including those that were married. So we need to understand what exactly it is. And that made me, dig a little deeper. And I realized, I saw a video of a guy from the southeast of Nigeria, who was saying that if you've had any uncle in the past, that the Igbos know a lot about Equatorial Guinea. They call it Panya. That if your uncle should go to Panya, they have to use juju to bring him back home, because Equatorial Guinean women do not hide their, drive.
Oh boy.
So that it's a national thing.
Okay.
But I saw a video, and then I also read from one Egbon on Facebook about how the Igbos have a long historical tie with Equatorial Guinea. I think at some point they were saying that one of their presidents has
Of Igbo descendants, yes. Igbo ancestry.
So it's more of supply and demand. You're in a country where women allegedly like sex, and you are a sex freak. I think it's some sort of fetish.
This a couple. This people, they're national assets. And to think about it, these people actually have 6-7 children. So, and I know where they say that where your father stopped, you must do above. So may the Lord help the lives of those kids. That's all I can say regarding that. But then again, right, the wife, I saw a video of her, doing her thing also with a different man.
You saw maybe her confirmed, because people don't know.
Yeah, it is her. Because trust me, right? I also saw another video where she went to the mall like 2 days back. This was very recent, and people were trying to film her. She was covering her face. I thought that was wrong. You shouldn't embarrass her. It's not like she was caught, doing something immoral with underage boys. These are grown men with her. So at the end of the day, right? I think it's how they actually have their own form. Maybe they were here just talking about it in their mind. They're like, look at this, we're talking about us. I just don't understand the part of record. Okay, now you're filming this thing to upload to somewhere for what? Or is that the whole idea? Because if they were like uploading this into like maybe like an X-rated adult site, maybe a porn site somewhere, they could still make some resources from that. They could make some income from that. But you're not even uploading it anywhere. Now these videos are public. These videos are multiple porn sites right now, and people are making free money. Yeah, they're on all kind of porn sites right now. As somebody's making cool dollar, who cash for your own sweat, because you're under the heat and under the fan. You understand? So why did you upload it yourself?
There were a couple by the river. Cool breeze. What are you talking about? You didn't see that auntie by the tree?
Okay, that was a monkey shadow.
I didn't watch it though. Based on that
was a monkey shadow.
But these are public officials. I don't know why you would take the public office and do such. And then the president's sister, your cousin allegedly, and then
there was even a pregnant
was it the brother's wife that was pregnant?
I think so.
Maybe she wasn't pregnant, so people are just speculating it could be fibroid. I didn't see the level.
No, fibroid cannot be that big. I watched that one. This might probably in her third trimester. She's probably like 7-8 months. She's down the line. And she was, I said, Mama, what did they solve? Mama say he died.
400 women. How many people are in Equatorial Guinea? They don't even reach 2 million.
Men has come. One man, 400 women, but men has come.
Wow.
But come to think about it though, I think another angle that I want to see from is that he didn't even, I don't think any of you that I saw that I saw him, using rubber, some kind of protection.
No, that's the sad.
So that's another thing people are outraged about, that there was no protection used among all of them. So now I've heard rumors that it may be a thing they do, that they might be swingers, because for the wife to also be doing her own, did they say they found the wife's phone on his
maybe
system?
they're even in an open relationship.
Did they find the wife's phone on his system too?
I think on his phone, yeah, on his system, I think so.
What in the world? What is going on in Equatorial Guinea?
It's crazy that Equatorial Guinea has never been this, it has never gone this global.
Despite the crude oil they have.
The crude oil there, but imagine that this one act of one man, e-bank, electronically transferring banking.
And speaking of which, I wish the fact that the same man has been longest ruling head of state, I wish that even got as much heat as these tapes have got.
Yeah.
But the situation really put Equatorial Guinea on the map, because it's a global conversation now.
Yeah, it took some of the shine off the American presidential election as well.
For some reason, though, I don't know why I feel like that, but for some reason, I wished he actually did get down with the president's wife. Yeah, I wish he got to that point.
His uncle's wife.
Oh, the president's his uncle.
Yes.
Well, I wish he got to that point. You know why I say so? Know why I say so? I mean, this man has been president head of state for how long? For centuries of years, donkey years, right? I wish this man did this thing to him, so that the president knows how he feels to be how the people feels to be by him this whole years. Permit my Spanish. He's been messing up and treating the people of that country badly. He doesn't want to relinquish power. He doesn't want to conduct a free and a credible election. So it's fucking up the people's life. I wish this man, a Kanga, got a hold of his wife so he knows what he feels. He feels the pain. I mean, he might do something drastic or, crazy to him, but at least to be on record that, yes, your wife self collects. So make we free Equatorial Guinea people.
But if that's what they do and they share among themselves,
It's possible. It's possible it's their culture, Who knows, It's possible it's their culture.
Because I'm not really thrilled by, his actions. It's more of, why someone was arguing that some of those women thought they were the only ones. I don't think any of those women I saw would think that they are the only, they're the only person being in a relationship with that guy. Can we even call it a relationship? At that
It
point,
was just a sexual relationship.
because they were all, playfully looking at the mirror, the phone. They were, some of them were smiling, some were. So for me, I'm just trying to understand, did he have anything against their partners? Because to be honest with you, if you are someone like in his position, you can actually sexualize your power. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like EFCC boss now can, if he is investigating you and you're looking at prison in front, you can. Some people try to use their wives to settle these scores. So, but 400 is a lot. It must be that they are either very corrupt or they're very sexually active.
So if it's not a case of them knowingly doing it, then it would be infidelity all across the board. What are your thoughts on that? Is because everybody's shocked. Like allegedly the wife is doing her own deals. People's wives, if you can go as far as the Director General of Police, you get mine though.
Yeah.
You guess.
So I think I agree with Scabucci. Could it be a national thing? Could it be culture? I mean, their culture, like there's some cultures that share women, don't you know?
Some said allegedly that in that government, it's nothing for somebody to say, "Oh, I need a favor. Here's my wife."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That it could be culture. Yeah, I've heard about some tribes in Nigeria where, if you come in as a visitor, they'll offer you their wives.
This man is the head of the National Financial Investigation Agency. So he's a big shot. The guy is a big deal. He's not somebody who doesn't have money.
Okay. Kabuchi said it might be an addiction. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I've always known that people have sexual addiction. So, and that's why sometimes when we talk about infidelity or extramarital affairs, my first take is because there's rehabilitation. Woods had to go through that rehabilitation. So my thing is, if you have a child or a relative or a sibling who is addicted to drugs, do you criminalize them for being addicted to drugs? You don't. You try to offer them help, right? So why is it that when you have a partner that is there's a sexual sex addict, why are we always very quick to say, "Oh, is it responsible? Is this?" It's an addiction. It's a medical issue.
So somebody is just always irresponsible with sex.
No, you don't use the word irresponsible.
I said the word.
I'm asking. I didn't ask the question. So somebody who's always irresponsible with sex is a sex addict.
No, that's not
what I'm saying. So there is a difference.
Oh yeah, there's a difference. Some people just, I think because of the way sex is viewed as a taboo, sure, we always try to make it look like everybody that you see sleeping around is irresponsible or no. I'm just saying. But there are people that suffer from that addiction. They are they cannot control their sexual desires.
Because what I'm asking, I'm trying to define the line here, because he was irresponsible, all that unprotected stuff. Maybe they test themselves. Maybe they have something in the government office where they all test themselves before they enter his inner chamber. However, I'm trying to define the line here. Because I don't want to excuse somebody who is just straight up irresponsible and then say it's sexual addiction.
I know people who, for the sake of pleasure, cannot get their minds over the fact that they have to be protected. Because to be honest with you, it's not the same. It's just that the stakes are higher if you, no, not the stakes, rather, the risk of just being infected with something that you permanently nurse, it puts you in a place where you're starting to think that, oh, I need to protect myself. Not everybody enjoys sex with protection. And that's why people preach commitment, staying with one person. But this is a man that likes flavor, So again, the question is, you're a pregnant, I don't want to make this a gender thing, but you're a pregnant woman or you're in a relationship with, and you are having sex.
So
what are the concerns for you? Or maybe everybody has been tested, like Gloria said. Because to be honest with you, if you could validate people's sexual health, just by engaging with them, I won't use protection either. If I could guarantee that someone is safe. This is not contradictory to my position of telling men to protect themselves.
No,
and not outsource the responsibility of contraception to women. This is not, contrary to that. What I'm just saying is that if I were to be in a steady relationship with someone, pregnancy is out of the way, and I can validate their sexual health, people would avoid condoms now.
Well, I mean, might as well just go get a vasectomy now. So
no, but it still doesn't erase the fact that you can get an STI or STD.
At least the pregnancy part will be out of it now. So at least you won't have kids in 500 places,
So, why not?
Do paternity test for the pregnant woman?
Anybody that is married to any of those women needs a DNA test. Any of the men, needs a DNA test, to be honest with you. Because
the funny part would be when he himself does a DNA test on his own 7 kids and he finds that he's not even the father of now their story go start. You never see anything.
But the argument that a lot of women have made,
and their story go start.
Water for me, is that those women could also be people that are sexually starved, which goes back also to our previous episode about not getting satisfied sexually at home. I think for men, and if you're a brother listening to this, I think we always feel like, this, because I hear that men are polygamous
by nature.
We've seen over time that women are smarter at these things. They are better.
They're also polygamous in nature, but they're just smarter.
They are smart. They are better. I mean, you cannot, if you are cheating as a man, you are definitely cheating with a woman. Do you understand? And women are better, but we just feel like, I'm a man, so I'm the one that only has the desire for variety or the urge for more sex. Women do it. And they look at the guy and like, this guy will be good in bed. The way we look at women, if you're a boy and you think that feeling is only exclusive to us as men, it's a lie.
I believe you guys are familiar with the man called Pretty Mike, right? Socialite, He was saying that actually there's a place in Lagos.
Magodo.
There's actually Magodo. That's their HQ where married women, have like a rented house apartment that they go to hang out with their young boyfriends. There's a whole cartel, it's a whole movement. And trust me, it is so structured and sophisticated that you don't even know it's happening there.
Yes.
The HQ is in Magodo, Lagos. So now the question is, some men they ask, if you are going to say, nah, Magodo. What are you going to Magodo go and do? It's a highly, sophisticated, well-structured movement of some women who said, you know what, our husbands are doing this thing. We also need some fun. You know what I'm saying? So they have some young men on payroll, finance-looking brothers like me. You know what I'm saying?
Been like that for a very long time. And the only thing is that those men, in our father's generation, they were more tolerant of, those realities.
They were?
Yeah, a lot of men knew that the children that they had at home weren't theirs. Talk to elderly people, they'll tell you, they know, those men know that this child is not theirs, but they were too wealthy to be worried about those things. So they just catered, to everybody's needs and all that. But nowadays, you are struggling, you're hustling, out of two are not yours. You'll be pained. Those men that had 16, 17, 18 children, do you think that they honestly felt all those children were theirs? They knew those things now, but they weren't just talking.
That is why, is that, I mean, I think there's an adage in Yoruba, maybe it's, I don't know, but I think the explanation is that, it's really the mother that knows, who owns the child. That kind of thing.
That's why if you go to any Babalawo in Yoruba land, they don't ask for your mother's name. They ask for your mother's name. So to be sure that they're dealing with the right person. Do you understand what I'm saying?
So it's been going on forever.
This brings me to the next question, because you said off air that 99% of men would not care, provided you did not do it publicly.
So if a man finds out that you cheated on him with somebody that he doesn't really care about, and nobody he knows about it, most times they will forgive you.
Most times?
Yes, they will forgive you.
Buchi, do you agree?
Because let me tell you something.
Kabuchi, do you agree? Thank God there's another man here.
I think it's highly, based on the individual. It's not a blanket, reaction. I wouldn't say it's a blanket of action that will be taken by the men.
You'll be shocked. You'll be
Because
shocked to find
because
out the number of men
because this is the thing, yeah.
married and are forgiving their partners.
Because this is the thing, yeah. Because this is the thing, yeah. They say that 2 can keep a secret, but 3 is a community. So the moment that the guy knows that there's a third guy, regardless, even though he knows that it's just between 3 of them, you don't know what that third guy is saying to anybody. That third guy might meet you somewhere one time and be like, hey, and probably you already told your story and you walk into a place. You don't know that this guy already told your whole secret that, oh, you can't get down with his wife. I'm the one that's keeping the family, keeping the marriage. You know how men could be sometimes, very bragging and all of that. Some guys could be like that I'm the one who is making sure that his wife doesn't leave him because I take care of her sexually. She comes to me and he knows this has been going on forever. And this guy walks into that gathering, that setting, and they've just talked about him. It's going to be very awkward for him. When he gets to, he either want to hang himself for even allowing him to continue after he found out, or he want to do something drastic to either the lady or the man. It's one of these 2 things. Either he does something to himself or does something to the wife at home or this man, even though he knows about it and he has encouraged it because he has probably kept quiet and be like, you know what? After all, I can't do this no more. Let this guy keep doing it. But then he goes talking.
There's some women that they say, okay, I'm going on a girl's trip. She goes to Los Cabos. She meets some random guy. She sleeps with him. Along the line, she opens up. He finds out. He will forgive her in many cases. Because number one, they probably will not meet again. They probably did not exchange. Nobody knows. But when your partner is cheating with somebody that you know and knows you, and there are people that know, it is the shame of that ridicule from that circle that may not even exist. Maybe she has already told him that you're a useless man.
Yeah.
So he doesn't even look at you. He's just like, and they are putting both of you in the same gathering, the same place.
But looking at what you just said now, HB.
Forgive such a man will be very difficult.
Okay, but looking at what you just said now, HB, right? If it's a one-off, on a trip in a faraway land. I was talking to Gloria one day, like I don't know, it was 4 or 5 days back. Gloria, I told you that I told Gloria something that look, that when you hear most ladies in America say they're going to Jamaica for vacation, Cancun and all these places, they be getting down, man. I swear to God, because I got homeboys in J-Town, I was in Kingston, giving me updates. You know what I'm saying? They said these American women be getting freaky.
Married?
Yes. Married and non-married. 56, 62 Kingston boys, they don't play. But guess what? Something happened recently, right? There was an outbreak of HIV because somebody don't call the STD. You know what I'm saying? So this is the thing. So like you said, if it's a one-off, the travel to do those things is a one-off. But then again, I mean, what we're talking about in this case is in a case whereby, you say that he knows the guy and probably...
Once you know the guy and the guy knows you, to forgive is hard.
I think I don't think it's most men.
A lot of men let it go.
I don't
speak for myself. If I have a partner, let me speak for myself. If I have a partner and I found out that partner slept with somebody, maybe one-off transaction, it's not somebody that she's in regular contact with, or I know or knows
while you were together.
While we're together, I can forgive because I may also be the guy sleeping with someone else. But if it's somebody that I know, knows her or more, people have the ability to forgive different things. Do you understand? But I'm saying that many times when men cannot forgive something, it's not the fact that the woman stepped out sometimes. It's the shame of how they will be viewed by the people who are aware of that act that breaks a lot of men down.
I think it goes beyond the shame.
I think it goes beyond the shame,
You literally, a man's ego. It's not just them. All this. Bill Clinton. I mean, I'm just saying things happen in government offices. I'm so concerned for the children, the spouses of all those involved. Just imagine the shame. It's just a lot to take in. Regarding shame of people knowing being the main catalyst for a man to not want to forgive a woman for infidelity. I think I think in addition to it, I think even if it's just 2 people, even if the third person had died. And Habib, you are just very forgiving, which is a great virtue, my friend. I'm sure many men will let that go. It will be hard.
So this thing happened a while ago with someone, and it speaks to how men view their partners. And that's why once a man takes pride in the fact that this is my wife, if he proudly flaunts that, it's not, I wouldn't call it possession, or because women are not things that you possess. Do you understand what I'm saying? But there is a very high sense of value that men place on their partners. And the moment they find themselves in situations where, that thing seems to be diluted one way or the other, it hurts. And this is not even a woman cheating with a person. So this guy had a girlfriend, and one day he found her with a toy. And the size of the toy.
Oh, but Gloria, my talk, I'm not gonna now you the problem. No, wait. Gloria, wait, for my ask you as a woman. Why be say una never they buy the size of una boyfriend? Always buy the waiting for a fantasy. Dora as a woman, and I'm asking the ladies out there, you must buy the larger size. Why? I'm asking you as a woman, do you guys want to come out from your mouth? Enter from here, come out from your mouth. Is that the plan? Because what is 14 inches from your navel to your esophagus? That's 14 inches. Your navel to your mouth is about 12 inches long. You want to come out, you want to put some, you want to tear your intestine. They will never buy the size of their partner. Their partner must be might be a moderate 8 inches. Just a manage it in they do and they go.
He got there and he met her in the act with a massive vibrator. Massive. Like it was big.
Vibrator or dildo? Sorry, no, the
or dildo rather. Sorry, forgive me.
I used to make. I didn't know which one.
These dildos now they vibrate too.
I didn't know what was what before, so I had to learn that one is dildo. The one
so it was really up. It was broken, and he's a core Yoruba man and Agbalagba, a little bit, in his early 50s.
Yeah, he's gonna be.
He was upset. He drove
with that generation, yeah.
And then he said that on his way home, he was like, "Shame over my baggage, Johnny." That's exactly it. That's it.
How they follow plastic, they fight me.
That's a guy who is just sitting down, trying to imagine that size. Just there are some men that when they decide that, okay, maybe I've cheated before, I can forgive my partner because something happened. Just sitting down and thinking that their partner is blowing somebody else, they will just lose it and unable to deal with that. Again, it depends. Some people the basis for forgiveness for some people is, I've done this before. There have also been some innocent women that have been victims of philandering. And then for that reason, they'll be like, okay, you know what? I can forgive.
I think the guy has a demonic, the guy is like, man, I go destroy your family. The guy does not sleep with the woman and be like, okay, let me listen for your husband.
He takes a woman to a tree and the video to be recording by the river. Does that?
The guy is he's a wicked woman. That guy, no, this woman, the person paying bride price, oh, calm down now.
There's some men that do that though. That the primary goal is to
damage you
in a state of perpetual desire for them.
You
you can never stop coming back.
That's a narcissist.
No, it's not. It's sexual pleasure.
It's narcissistic.
Well, I mean, if you enjoyed it, a narcissist with a poor sexual performance cannot bring you back. What are you talking? He's good at what he's doing. I understand the narcissistic tendencies that you're saying, the undertone. If a woman has sex with you and she enjoyed it, I can promise you, in the next 10 years, if that's the best sex she's had, she will never forget you.
Definitely.
Even if she's married or not. These boys don't come there with Ojulason. They've taken Loud, they've taken Colorado, they've taken Arizona. They are pulling your hair's attachment bone straight that has cup that you give her money for. They are tying her, like they are hanging her leg, they are smacking her. You are just coming here. Yakunle. But Daddy Michael, what's it? Michael.
Why does it have to be my last name?
I made a post on Facebook. I said, when you get home tonight, if you are a married man, when you get home tonight, take off your go to your wife, kneel it down. Whatever pet name you have for her, say, my dear, please. You take all the liberties you have. Tell me what your sexual pleasures and desires are. Tell me what it is that you want me to do to please you sexually. I am willing to learn. Because you see those boys outside, they are battling your wife like the economy. They are treating her like the exchange rate. They are spanking your wife like a damaged car that has just come in and they pick her in Abuja. It's what in Patai Roger, who alignment every time has been your wife is speaking in tongues. What is wrong with you, men? Many of those women, they even if they did not want to, again, let's cut our women some slack. I also want to make a case for women. It's not every woman that finds herself cheating, and that wants to cheat. Sometimes it's sexual frustrations. You just want to do it one time, because the guy is, and then it's different. Imagine the woman saying she's never, experienced what it means to be sexually pleased in 10 years. Then she meets also in one bar or gym with all those boys with 6-pack that don't have any work. Somebody are feeding you, they're spoiling your wife's circumference and perimeter. You are seeing, you are doing this. I'm telling you. And you will not notice because you don't even spend enough time there. You don't know that everything is damaged. Your wife comes home with a hickey, you don't even know. What a game, what a game. Kabuchi, do you know some of those women probably have husbands who are bigger than that, but they don't even know how to use it?
So you didn't watch it?
I did for research purposes. I'm not able to speak about it if I did not watch it. Let's also use this opportunity to educate people that are watching us. Your sexual desires are your sexual desires. As long as you're not ruining anybody's lives with them, it's fine. However, please, I know I said it earlier that if I could validate people's sexual health, I would not use protection if pregnancy is not the concern. But please stay protected. Please. It's beyond pregnancy.
HIV is real.
All these diseases.
HIV is real.
Let me tell you, I understand the pressure, of, sometimes just to say, let me go and wear that thing, people lose interest in sex sometimes, depending on how it's burning on both sides. However, it's important because it's almost as if anybody that slept with that guy has slept with everybody that other person too has slept with.
Probably, yeah, most likely.
Let's just take. I'm not saying this from a position of moral superiority or better understanding or control, because I can tell you there have been moments in my life where I lost it, unable to just even wait for that window, let's call it a window, to be capped fully, and you pay, people pay heavily for this. Let's not even forget the angle of STDs, child support. There are people who do not have any money at the end of the month because they were irresponsible with their sexual drive, and they outsource the responsibility of contraception to the women you were sleeping with. So when you tell me that you've missed your period, I better be sure that I have it all capped, because I can then control. Again, like I said, your seed is the most important part of you as a man. You should contribute to distribution. You should control rather distribution of your seed.
I mean, the man is in police custody now. He's going to undergo interrogation, I believe. He has a right to a lawyer. If you can prove in court that none of those things were forced acts, I'm sure he should be free. Should be a free man. These are grown adults anyway. Now, the part of maybe whatever him and his wife, whatever happens to their marriage, that's really up to them. They might still stay together because at the end of the day, like we said before, that might be their way of life. You know what I'm saying? People like that. They might still be together. It's just that these videos and these things, the internet never forgets. The kids are teenagers. I saw one should be like 12, 13. In 2-3 years, they'll be like 14, 15, 16, so hey, they're going to be grown and be on the internet probably. Who knows if they'll come across those things. Nobody wants to see their parents on the online doing what they should be doing behind doors. Nobody would like that scene at all, no matter how, no matter what. So I hope he gets justice actually. I hope he gets justice. I hope he gets justice because we can't be here castigating him alone. Women are also involved in this, and so I hope at the end of it, he's able to prove his innocence. That look, there's no foul play going on here, and
he's not on trial for any of his sexual.
It was on time for fraud, for fraud.
And I also feel that it is not an offense to sleep with an adult with consent anywhere in the world. It's not. However, what is an offense is you having access to their tapes and then uploading it on the internet. I hope he's able to pursue justice to the point where those who put out his personal business out there prosecuted, because his privacy was violated by that. Yes, it was.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yes.
But that's unfortunately one of the things that could happen in this digital age. That said, he's related to the president. His father is a very influential man as well in government. So all of them will be all right at the end of the day.
Would you answer one question though? Why do you think people record themselves during sex though?
For a lot of people, it's just there's a feel good factor.
Okay.
Some people like how they want to watch how they are sleeping with the other.
Okay.
Some people like to watch how the woman is responding. For a lot of women, though, what I have come to realize is they just want to please the guy.
Okay. I think that should be
want to please the guy. Like the guy would, many times I would think that the request for a sexual tape, a recording of a sexual encounter usually comes from the men. I may be wrong.
Okay, so it's called condolism, and it's associated with voyeurism and exhibitionism. So some people find it's a fetish for some people.
It could also be some form of trauma from childhood. Some people want to be able to show that they are sexually, dealing with women, So,
okay. On that note, thank you all so much for watching.
Shout out to Lyrically Inspired, who made this Wakajeje t-shirt for me, and thank you to Ms. B for paying for this particular one. I'm really, really grateful.
The handle is at The Tribe Africa on all platforms. See you later.
Bye.